I ran the Med City Half Marathon this morning. Yesterday, I spoke at the Run Expo event and had a fantastic time. It was a little odd because the crowd was more transient because people were coming and going from one event to another, but it was really fun to be in front of a live audience. I really gained a lot of not only experience, but confidence going into the fall. And because I was invited to speak at the expo, I thought, well, maybe I should participate in one of the events. So I picked the half. I picked the half because I set an annual goal of running 5 15+ mile days. So a half marathon is 13.1 miles. My parents live a mile and a half away from the start line. So if I ran to the start line from their house, ran the event, and then ran or walked back, boom, I get my 15 miles. So that's what I did. Going, there we go, that's the right gerund. Going into this race, I knew I was not going to be 100%. My hamstrings have been giving me issues, and I knew that not only do I have weakened hamstrings that I'm constantly working on, but I also have a Ragnar Trail I'm doing in 2 weeks, another half marathon that I'm slated to compete in 3 weeks afterwards, and then 3 weeks after that, I'm testing for my first degree black belt. So there's a lot going on, and I can't burn myself out on this first event. I knew that. It was not a surprise to me that, oh, my hamstrings are not 100%. That said, my ego is a big jerk. I just have to say it. It is not nice to me sometimes. It plays mind games with me. It makes me think that I need to run faster because I need to prove to people that I'm a runner. That if I'm going to speak at the Running Expo the day before, I need to show people that I deserve to be a runner in this event. And of course, I listened to my ego and I worried more about running well compared to my PR. I've listened more to my ego in that regard than to my logical brain that said, dude, we have 3 other events. Your hamstrings are not 100%. No one is going to care how well you do. So I didn't go out and kill myself, but my hamstrings are letting me know that they are not happy with me right now. I did finish in 1 hour, 43 minutes, 41 seconds, which is much slower than my PR. It's not bad, though. When I looked at the stats, I saw that I was about 37th in all males finishing. I was 10th out of 42 in my age division. I finished in the top 10% of all finishers for the half. And even my time was 20 minutes faster than the average. Some of you may be saying, Chris, shut up. You are doing much better than I am. And yes, I hear you. And I know that I am a good runner. But we do this sometimes. We see ourselves compared to the best or the best that we were at one time. And we hold ourselves to that high standard when it's not A, feasible, or B, logical. I guess it is feasible to hold yourself to that high standard, but it's definitely not logical. So take it from me and my logical side. Gain better perspective from your situation by seeing it as it lays out in the numbers. Forgetting that I, at one time, PR'd a lot faster than what I ran today, I'm going to look at the fact that, wow, I'm the top 25% of males in my age group. I am in the top 10% of finishers overall. I finished 20 minutes faster than the average runner for this race. That's not bad, considering that my hamstrings were much worse off than any other part of my body. Now, there is a tiny bit of my ego saying, well, if your hamstrings were better, we would have placed maybe. And that's true. I looked at the times, and hypothetically, if I was A-okay all around, hamstrings healthy and all that jazz, I probably would have placed in my age division. But you know what? No one cares. No one's gonna take away all the medals I've earned out of that closet just because I didn't do well in this race. And you know what? My running friends are going to kick me out of my run club because I didn't do as well as I usually do in this race. So learn from me. Gain perspective. Look at the numbers without any emotion. And then even if the numbers aren't bad, just know that we're all human. Remember what I say, past imperfection, go for greatness. If you didn't have a good day, you know what? There's tomorrow. And then there's the next day. And if you know there's something you have to work on, like someone's hamstrings, then work on it. But don't beat yourself up because you didn't have a good go of it one day. So let's all work together, myself especially, on gaining some perspective about those situations. Because if we put our egos in the back seat and see things for what they really are, it wasn't my best race, but it was a pretty good one. And I had a lot of fun meeting new people. And I cheered other people on. I thanked volunteers for their service. I thanked the police officers keeping us safe for their service. And I really enjoyed the opportunity to race this event because actually it was free because it was part of the deal of speaking at the expo. Again, which was a fantastic experience. So if you hear me complain about how I did today, please tell me to be quiet about it because apparently I'm not listening to myself. But again, we all have that issue. So I'm willing to help you if you need that assistance. All right. As always, if you know someone or some group that could benefit from the attitude of gratitude, I look like a professional athlete when I do that. Yo, right here. Let me know. Reach out to me at chrisdtgordon.com. Please check out the podcast, Scar Bearers, and on my YouTube channel. Help me get the message out about all of these messages I'm trying to share by liking, subscribing, sharing, all that jazz. Thanks a lot for joining me today. Please have a great day. And remember to pass on perfection and go for greatness. And now I'm going to take a nap.